All right, so we're back at it. We're going to tackle this last example, which is the toughest, in my opinion. So we are given, we've got A, B, C, and then we've got little a, little b, little c. All right, so we are given little a is 12, little b is 31, and big A is 20.5 degrees. All right, so we look at this and we say, uh-oh, we got an angle side-side. That's a bad one to be given. So I look at my pair. All right, and that is smaller than my other side that I'm given. So it's either 0 or 2. Now I said this is the hardest one, so spoiler alert, it's not the 0, it's the 2 one. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go through, how do we know that it winds up being the 2 as opposed to the 0? So I go ahead and I set that up. I do 12 over sine of A, which is 20.5, and equals 31 over sine of B. All right, so then I want to solve, so I'm going to cross multiply. So we do 31 sine of 20.5. 31 sine of 20.5 divided by 12. So we get sine of B equals 0.905. So that's a good sign right now because, sign, get it, math jokes, woohoo. All right, so anyway, it's less than 1. So I want to get rid of sine, so I'm going to do sine inverse of both. So when I do sine inverse, second sine of that one up above, so my answer, and I wind up finding that B is equal to 64.8. Okay, so we got 64.8. So now I can find what C is. Oh, and if I get something that works, that means there's a triangle because I can now find what my third angle is and find what my third side is. So that means it's not 0, it's 2. All right, so I'm finding one of the two triangles right now. So this is going to be triangle 1 that I'm finding right here. We're going to have to find a second triangle momentarily. So let me first go through triangle 1 and then I'll show you how we find triangle 2. All right, so we do 180 minus 20.5 minus 64.8, and we get what angle C is, which is 94.7 degrees. And then we can find what side C is by once again doing the law of sines. So 12 over sine of 20.5 equals little c over sine of 94.7. And then I'm going to cross multiply. So 12 sine of 94.7 divided by sine of 20.5. And I get little c is equal to 34.2. Okay, so these are my triangle 1 answers right here. Okay, those are my triangle 1. Now I have to find triangle 2. Let me just give myself a little bit of space and room to do that. Okay, so first thing, there are two triangles. Let me change my color here. All right, there are two triangles. We've got angle A is 20.5, angle B is 64.8, and angle C is 94.7. So this is triangle 1 that we just found. Okay, we just found triangle 1 right there. We found A, B, and C. Okay, so now we want to find triangle 2. Triangle 2 is going to be this one. Okay, so that little one on the inside. So now one of the key things is that A stays the same. And now if you look right here, we've got a third triangle right here. It's got A here and A here. So it's an isosceles triangle. So these two are going to be the same measurement. Okay? So this is angle B, which is 64.8. So this is 64.8. So then this over here is 64.8. Okay? So now let's tackle triangle 2. So the three given stay the same. So my A is still 20.5 degrees. My little a is still 12. My little b is still 31. Those all stay the same. The three things that change are the three unknowns. So B for triangle 2, C for triangle 2, and little c for triangle 2. Sometimes they do a little like prime notation to say like, oh, that's the second triangle, but right now I'm going to just do a chart and have them in two separate triangle locations. All right, so first thing, if I want to find B right here, I can find that because this angle right here and this angle right here are supplementary. So I can do 180 minus 64.8, and I get this angle, which is 115.2 degrees. All right, so now I can find what angle C is because I have 2 out of the 3. So 180 minus 20.5 minus 115.2, and it's going to be smaller, which makes sense. C, the original C was all the way that big measurement, so this C is a little bit smaller. So it is 44.3 degrees. All right, and now I can find what the last measurement is for C by doing the law of sine. So I'm going to start out with my given one again, 12 over sine of 20.5 equals little c over sine of 44.3 degrees. All right, we're going to cross multiply 12 times sine of 44.3. And then I divide that by sine of 20.5, and I get my final answer, my final value that's unknown, which is C, which is 23.9. Okay, and that is kind of how we go about finding that.